Hello everyone, welcome to part 6 of my Madden 25 Rams connected franchise. You can see right here we are simming week 10 of the regular season up against the Indianapolis Colts, who have not played well up until this point. I expected them to be a lot better of a team, but they didn't play that well. You can see we're in our bye week right now, and finally the 49ers lost a game. So we are only half a game away from being number 1 in the NFC West and number 1 in the NFC overall. Also, if you saw, they lost their game the following week, so we are both 8-2 at this point and contenders to being the number 1 seed in the NFC. The team that does not get the number 1 seed will be a wild card team in the playoffs, and we do not want that. It's pretty guaranteed that we're going to make the playoffs, but we want to get good seeding in it. So every game at this point matters to see who's going to be that number 1 seed. And right off the bat, I want to tell you guys why I'm really excited for this game. This is the first game where Jacquizz will be back in 5 weeks. I think it's been around 3 or so episodes since he's played. You can see here, Chris Givens going to the right side. I try and go back in, and he fumbles it. Not a great way to start off the game. So they will get the ball at the 25-yard line. Good field position for them, and not a good start for this Rams team. We do not want to set them up for easy touchdowns at the beginning of this game. You can see Jay Cutler there fumbling the ball on 3rd and 9. We get the ball. Robert Quinn picks it up at the 36-yard line. So now Mark Sanchez and Jacquizz will finally be able to get onto the field. Here we are. We're doing a draw to Rodgers. This is his first run back from injury. A 7-yard run by Rodgers to the 43-yard line. Here we're doing a pitch to him. We know that he's good at these outside handoffs. Probably a little bit faster and better than Leon Washington was, so that's why we're going to use him more. Speaking of Leon Washington, I'm considering trading him in the following episode. You guys can leave comments in the description on what you think about that. If you think he's someone we want to keep around in case Rodgers gets hurt again or something like that, we can keep him. But if you don't think it's really worth keeping him on the team anymore, we can easily trade him away for a draft pick or something like that. Here we're doing a pass to Jared Cook all the way inside the Chicago 10-yard line. Sanchez is happy after that play. Now we're doing a screen play to Rodgers. Sanchez snaps the ball. He's back, feeling the pressure by the defense. Gets it away to Rodgers. He may get his first touchdown back. He gets hit down. I thought that was a face mask. Just saying. It isn't called, so we're going to do a quick slant right here on 2nd and goal. We get it into Michael Floyd. He gets a touchdown. Sanchez is happy after that play. We're starting off the game strong with the exception of that one fumble. So Sanchez has been performing phenomenally the past couple weeks. Last week he almost had a record-breaking day, and this week he already has 1 touchdown in the first 5 minutes of the game. And I can already tell if he plays like this the rest of the season, we could be serious Super Bowl contenders because, in my opinion, we probably have one of the best running games in the entire NFL just because Jacquizz is so fast and quick, unlike Matt Forte, that play where he just got decked in the backfield. So if we can just decrease the amount of turnovers and interceptions Sanchez has been getting, I'm going to call it now, we will make it to the NFC Championship at least. So if you guys want to mark me back on that, this is the video you'll do it for. You can see right there, they're punting away after not getting anything going on 4th and 13. A great punt though. They get it all the way to the 5-yard line, so we just do not want to get a safety in this situation. It's okay if we have to punt it to them, but we do not want to get a safety at this point in the game. Right here, we're doing a pass to Jared Cook again. That's his 2nd reception already. He's normally a guy that doesn't seem to get a lot of catches during the game, but this game he seemed to be doing pretty well. Here Sanchez is back. He's throwing it to Tavon Austin on the right side. We're already at the 40-yard line, so we've already driven 35 yards, and we're going to see if we can go all the way downfield and score. Here we're doing a play-action pass. Sanchez is rolling out to the right and finds Brandon Lloyd on the right side. That always seems to be a good strategy I found in this game, where if you roll out to one side, the defender guarding the receiver will come up sometimes and try to sack the quarterback, and that's when you can throw it. There we go again to Jared Cook. That's his 3rd reception. I think he has the most yards right now out of all of our receivers at this point. Here we're trying to get Jacquizz his first touchdown back. He's going to the left side, dives in, and gets into the end zone. I have to say, it was so weird not having Rodgers. There was a couple of games where we couldn't play with him. So I'm so happy that he's back just to pull plays off like that. Those are just things that Leon Washington would have had a little bit more of a hard time doing. So now the Bears have the ball down by 2 touchdowns. They're going to need to get some big plays now to get back into the game. So it's good to see that other members of this Chicago offense are stepping up, because as of this point, Matt Forte and Brandon Marshall haven't really been doing anything for this Chicago offense. You can see Devin Hester right there, getting about 10 yards, just inches away from the first down. So we will be in the 2nd quarter right now, still up 14-0. Jay Cutler's back. getting it to Brandon Marshall, his first reception of the game, and that's already not good of his first receptions in the second quarter, considering he is probably one of the best receivers in the NFL. There's Jay Cutler on our side of the field. He's finding Alden Jeffrey on the left side. It will be 3rd and 2, his first reception for 7 yards. They're going to try to run the ball here. Cutler snaps it. A fake run with the fullback, pitching it to Matt Forte, but Forte gets absolutely nothing with that run. They're going to try to kick a field goal from the 36-yard line. It crosses the upright, so the score will now be 14-3. We're still holding this lead, but we just got to keep scoring and make sure they don't get a comeback, because we've had so many situations. If you've seen the whole series here, we've had so many situations where we have a good lead or the opposing team has a good lead, and they just melt in the second half. Here we're doing the play action pass with Mark Sanchez. He's back and rolling to the left side. He's thrown it to our fullback Kendricks, who gets a really weird catch but is still able to get the first down. So we now have the ball at the 30-yard line with the chance to get another touchdown. Here we are doing another pass. Sanchez is just doing a little easy pass to Jacquizz Rodgers, who completely outruns the one Chicago defender, gets the 10 yards. He really should have been tackled 3 yards away from the line of scrimmage. Here we're doing a run with Jacquizz Rodgers again. He gets past one defender, gets into the end zone. Rodgers' second touchdown of the game, a phenomenal run by him. Again, he gets past 2 defenders right there, and you can see he's celebrating in the end zone with one of our offensive linemen. So it is now 3-21, and the Bears have the ball on the 20-yard line. Jay Cutler is finding Bennett again on the right side of the field. He gets pushed out of bounds just 1 yard away from the first down, and it seems like both teams' tight ends have been producing really well up to this point. I think our tight end, Cook, has already like 3 or 4 receptions, and Bennett, I know, has 3 or 4 receptions as well. Finally, Matt Forte is able to get some yards off of one of those screen passes. He's 2 receptions for 10 yards, and I'm near positive he's like negative yards at this point rushing. Here Jay Cutler is rolling out to the right side and is sacked by Chris Long. If you look at the replay, you can go back. He falls over when he gets cut from underneath by the offensive lineman. He gets up and still is able to get Jay Cutler. Here they are on 3rd and 17, getting it to Jeffrey. That should not have been a reception. That should have been an interception, but I accidentally moved the safety away from him. Here Chris Long is trying to get to him again. The same thing he did just plays earlier. He gets over the offensive lineman, is tripped over by him, and then gets to the quarterback. So now it is 2nd and 17. Cutler's back. They're doing a screen pass to the left side. Matt Forte is hitting the backfield. So on 4th and 18, they elect to punt the ball, which I do not think is the smartest decision, because I think that they made a field goal from around that same area in the first quarter, so I have no idea why they would punt it that time. Here we're doing 4 verticals, trying to get downfield and score before the end of the first half, because they get the ball at the start of the second half. We'll do a short pass to Rodgers, who gets hit down at the 35-yard line. He'll call a timeout immediately after that. We want to preserve as much clock as possible. Here Sanchez is doing a short pass to Devon Austin, who gets around 10 or so yards. So there is less than a minute left. Right now there is about 45 seconds left in the first half. Sanchez is rolling out to the left side. He's going downfield and finds Chris Givens after fumbling the ball off the kickoff return at the beginning. He has found a way to redeem himself at this point of the game. Here we are in the red zone, going in the end zone, finding Michael Floyd, touchdown Rams. So that will make the score 28-3 and will end the first half of this game. You can see Michael Floyd celebrating in the end zone right there. I was checking the statistics off camera at the end of this game, and he actually has, out of all the receivers in the league, he has the 3rd most touchdowns, which I was really surprised about, considering he is like our 3rd string receiver. There is Matt Forte finally getting some good rushing yards after having a horrendous first half. So they just keep giving him the ball at this point. They saw him have that good run, and they know that they can just keep rushing him. He's got 31 yards off 11 carries. Here, Jay Cutler's doing an audible switching of the play. He's back, and they're doing another screen pass. They keep working on these screen passes. At first, it didn't work, but the second half of the game, these screen passes start working a little bit better for them. They are now in the red zone. It is 3rd and goal. I'm trying to get to the quarterback with Chris Long. Jay Cutler's passing it to Brandon Marshall, who gets hit pretty bad right there. He misses, I think, some of the 3rd quarter, but I'm pretty sure he comes back later in the game. They will get the field goal, which will make the score 28-6. We now have the ball at the 26-yard line. If we can get one more touchdown, we can probably put them out of this game. Sanchez is sacked, though, at the 18-yard line. A bad play by our offensive line, and I probably should have just thrown the ball away with Mark Sanchez in the first place. Here we're doing a pretty weird route with our receivers. Mark Sanchez is barely able to get the ball in front of the defender and to Devon Austin for a good pickup. We now have the ball at the 50-yard line. Sanchez will roll out to the left side. He's going to try to get to one of his receivers, and it is intercepted by the Bears safety. He's going to try to bring it back for a couple yards. He gets past that weird clutter of defenders, and he's going to go with it at the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown Bears, their first touchdown of the game, and it is a defensive one. Like I said earlier in the video, if Mark Sanchez can just lower these turnovers, we would be such a better team, and we may even not have those 2 losses that we got earlier in the season. They're going to try to go for 2, that way they're only down by 2 touchdowns. Cutler will roll out to the right side, almost sacked, but he is able to get it to one of his receivers to convert on the 2-point conversion. The score will now be 14-28. We have the ball on 2nd and 12. Sanchez is back, and he finds Jared Cook across the middle, who gets past the 50-yard line and is down right there. He had one of those weird animations where he falls on top of one of the players. So right here we are trying to do a play action to Jacquizz Rodgers. Sanchez snaps the ball. He's going out to the right side, trying to get it to Tavon Austin, but it is intercepted by Charles Tillman. He tries to bring it back for another touchdown, but the Rams offense has learned their lesson. They tackle him almost immediately, and now the Bears will have the ball at the 44-yard line. Here they are on 3rd and 5. Cutler gets the ball to Jeffrey again. That's his 3rd reception. I think he already has more than Brandon Marshall at this point in the game. Right now we're switching our defense up to a 2-man under. They're doing another screen pass to Matt Forte. He's going down the right side of the field and completely trucks over one of our Rams defenders. He gets down at the 18-yard line. He has 69 yards receiving at this point in the game. You can see there Jay Cutler has completed 5 passes in a row. Forte's trying to run outside. He gets tackled almost immediately though, so they have the ball on the 4-yard line at 2nd and goal. They're going to try to get in the end zone to decrease our lead to only 7 points. Here Cutler is back. He's scrambling. He's going to run with it himself. I miss with Chris Long, so they get into the end zone at the start of the 4th quarter. We are now only up by 1 touchdown, and you can see Jay Cutler celebrating in the end zone. Not very often you'll see him running with the football, but he does do it on occasion. Right here we're doing a short pass. Sanchez is back. He's finding Jared Cook right there. He gets hit down just inches away from the first down. Here we're doing a draw play with Jacquizz Rodgers. We snap it, give it to Rodgers. He's running up the middle. And this entire drive, it was kind of a boring drive, but I did not want Sanchez to throw his 3rd interception consecutively. So we're just running the ball and doing short passes, as you can see right there with Jacquizz Rodgers getting it to the 29-yard line. We are in field goal range at this point. Here we are doing a pass, starting off with Rodgers blocking and going out for a pass. We give it to Leon Washington. I'm mistaken. I thought it was Rodgers at the beginning. But it's good to see that Washington is getting some playing time. Here we're doing another draw to Rodgers, who goes up the middle and gets down at the 10-yard line. So we have already lowered the amount of time left for the Bears by lowering the clock all the way to 6 minutes. There we're giving it to Cook, who gets hit down just 2 yards away from the end zone. Right here, we're trying to do a pitch with Rodgers, trying to get into the end zone on 3rd and goal. He's running. I accidentally run into the offensive lineman. He gets down, so we are going to have to kick a field goal with Greg Zuerlein. There's no doubt this field goal is going in. There we go. Our lead is now up to 10. The score is 21-31. Zuerlein is celebrating after that score right there, and they have the ball here. They're going to need to go down, get a touchdown or field goal, followed by an onside kick. You can see Brandon Marshall is back in the game. He's getting the ball right there. He's got 32 yards on the game up to this point. We're doing a complete zone at this play. I'm blitzing with Chris Long. There's Cutler bombing the ball downfield. Almost intercepted by Stewart, almost intercepted by Janoris Jenkins, and we do not get the interception. I just thought that was a crazy play considering we had 2 tries to get the ball. Here they have it on 4th and 13. I am blitzing with Chris Long. He's not throwing the ball. He throws it downfield, and it is battered down by Janoris Jenkins. We will get the ball at the 34-yard line. Here it is in the 4th quarter with less than 2 minutes left, and we're just going to run the ball with Jacquizz Rodgers to waste some clock. There he is getting into the end zone, increasing our lead to 17. The score is now 21-38. That will be, I think, either his 3rd or 4th touchdown of the game. Rodgers is having a pretty good comeback game. The Bears now have the ball. The game is basically over at this point. They're not going to get 17 points in just a minute and 30 seconds. You can see Cutler there getting sacked, and they're going to do a no huddle and go for it on 4th down. They have yet to convert on a 4th down this game, so the odds are in our favor. We're just doing man-to-man and having guys get back. That way they do not get a touchdown. Cutler snaps the ball. He's taking his time in the pocket and is sacked by Chris Long. That will basically end the game. We get the ball right here on 1st and goal with 8 seconds left. I thought to just give Rodgers one more touchdown before the end of the game. He gets in there, so he gets, I'm pretty sure that was his 4th touchdown of the game, and he's celebrating in the end zone. And that will end the game. We defeat the 2-10 Bears, now 2-11. You can see Sanchez shaking hands with the other guys on the team. We improve our record to 9-2. Your player of the game is the safety on the Bears that brought back that interception for a touchdown. It was a terrible pass by Sanchez, but I do have to give him credit. It was a pretty cool play when he brought it back. So here is Jeff Fisher and the Bears' new head coach shaking hands. I don't know why the Bears fired their old head coach last year at the end of the season. Here is your GMC Never Say Never moment of the game. It is to put us up by 17. Jacquizz Rodgers running into the end zone, basically closing the game for us and showing his handoff to the defenders. Here are your final stats. We did better in scoring, passing yards, and rushing yards. Now, this is just something I wanted to show you before the video ended. Next episode will be us against the 8-3 San Francisco 49ers. A big game for both teams. The winner of that game will basically decide who will win the division. So I'll be showing that game next week, and then I'll be simming 2 consecutive weeks back to back because I won't be doing every other week. So there's basically 2 games left in the series before we get into the playoffs, and I'm excited for the playoffs because I think we can make a pretty deep run. You guys can remember to check out my other videos. I'll put a link in the description to the prior video in this series, and I hope you guys have a great day.